Welcome back. And let's bring in now Donald Trump's former acting US Attorney General, Matthew Whitaker. Matthew, welcome back to the show. Look, you're traveling around with Team Trump. You were in Pennsylvania today, I understand. What's the plan for the final countdown for the Trump campaign?
Well, good. It's good to be with you again. And, what I can tell you is we are not taking anything for granted, and we're going to sprint through the finish here. We are on a bus tour across Pennsylvania, great crowds, and really a lot of enthusiasm. One of the things we're trying to make sure folks do is vote early, and then so we can focus on those that don't vote in every election. Unlike Australia, where everybody is mandated to vote, we have people that almost half of our fellow citizens that don't show up and vote every year reliably for president. And so we're making sure that we're the reliable voters. We're banking those votes, and then we're focused on those, sometimes vote, sometimes not voters.
Look, the 7 battleground states are really crucial for the outcome of this election. Clearly, you and the former president are spending a lot of time there in the final 14 days. What's the reaction been like on the ground in Pennsylvania? The polls have Donald Trump just ahead, around 1.1% in the 7 battleground states on average. Do you think this is going to be enough to get him over the line?
Well, it just depends. We've had inaccurate polling in the last 2 presidential elections in 2016 and 2018. In 2020. And so what you're seeing is a cautiousness, because we don't know whether these polls are accurate this year or whether they're off again. Typically Trump voters are harder to find for pollsters than Democrat voters. But, I've been to all of the swing states. Most recently, I've been in Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. And, what I'm seeing is a real desire from those that support Donald Trump and those that are interested in Donald Trump in making sure that he is the one in the White House in January. Because, the issues, whether it's the border, the southern border, whether it's national security, whether it is energy policy, whether it is law and order issue that I care a lot about, or whether it's the economy, all of those issues are Donald Trump is very strong, and I think a lot of voters think he is the one that can fix these problems that really, quite frankly, have been caused by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Well, Kamala Harris did another town hall with CNN with Anderson Cooper today. She was asked yet again why she's changed positions on some issues. Have a look.
Can you talk a little bit about how your positions have shifted and why?
Sure, and thank you. So first of all, on fracking, I've been very clear. We kind of dispensed with this in 2020. I am not going to ban fracking. I did not as vice president. In fact, as vice president, I cast the tie-breaking vote that now has opened up more fracking leases. My value on the issue of what we need to do to invest in a clean energy economy and a clean energy future has not changed. But frankly, I now have the experience and perspective of having been vice president.
Matt, what did you think of her answers on why she's changed positions on major policy areas?
Yeah, well, I've never seen a major party candidate debate themselves alone. It's really quite extraordinary. She can't be trusted on so many issues, that the American people care about. Here in Pennsylvania, a major state that has a lot of jobs that depend on fracking, the folks I'm talking to that are on the ground do not believe that she can be trusted on this. She was a strong proponent when she ran in 2019 for ending fracking. Her campaign and even herself have been all over the board. Kamala Harris is unfortunately one of those politicians that will say anything to anybody in order to try to win an election, but she just can't be trusted on this issue and so many others.
We've played the comments already on the show tonight where she accused Donald Trump of being a fascist. She repeated those accusations today. What do you think this says about her mindset a couple of weeks out?
It just shows, that she's willing to take cheap political hits at Donald Trump. No one believes that Donald Trump is a fascist, because I tell you what, he was a president of the United States for 4 years and really took no action that would suggest that he wants to lead us to something like Mussolini's Italy. So, I think that is just a cheap political slur that Kamala Harris is trying to throw against President Trump in order to steal this election, but she's just not going to make it happen.
All right, Matt Whitaker, thank you very much for your time and joining us from the campaign trail.